So this is a oil tanker, single source. We have 45 micron on the left. We have the 70 micron or 72 micron on the right. And they both look pretty clean. But one thing that you can tell is the right side has more definitive heads, right? And so I'll slide over to that side a little bit, but you can see there's more definitive heads there, right? You can see clearly there's a lot of heads. There's not a lot of stuff besides the heads, right? And then if you go over to the 45, you can see that there's like the heads, but then there's also like a lot of stuff in the heads that you're not sure what it is. It's just kind of space being taken up. Those are typically stalks or partial heads, okay? Also, if you look at that color difference, there is a slight color difference. The left side is slightly darker, okay? And I'll raise the scope some so it's easier to discern that. And I'll hopefully stop spinning it around here too. Let me tighten the scope down real fast. So a slight color difference, right? That's pretty nice colors. This is nice too, but it's also a shade or two darker, right? You look at that shade to that shade. One is clearly a little bit lighter than the other, and that's the difference of when you add this hash, the 45, to your tier 1, you are adding typically some color due to the anthocyanins and the smaller particles that get caught. So that's 45 versus the 70. Now I'm going to put this 45 back. We'll leave the 70 there, and we'll grab some 90. Talk it up in the chat. You guys are quiet today. Okay. That's looking like it's already starting to melt in grease, huh? Okay, so now we've got 70 here, okay, and we've got 90 here. And again, a subtle color difference that you could tell between the two samples. Okay, so again, this is going to be even cleaner. Okay. So in this 90 micron, we can see a lot of definitive heads. I don't see any stalks. These look like densely filled heads too. They're cloudy. And again, it's just a slightly lighter shade. Zoomed you out a little bit just so you can. So again, slightly lighter shade, but both are super clean, and you can see this starting to actually grease up a little bit. But yeah, that 90 is hella clean. Shee you, boy. Hot diggity damn. That is true 6 fucking star right there. There's not a single speck in there. Not a single speck. Okay, so now put this back. And now we have the 120. So here's 120 heads. Color wise, it actually stays about the same as the 90, I think. It's super clean, just fucking straight heads, and that's because we run that 140 bag that cleans everything up in that 120. God diggity damn, that 120 looks good too, huh? Shoo. The right side does appear like it has maybe some stalks in it, just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit of stalkage on the right. Okay, so now we're gonna leave the right side, which is the 120, and we're gonna grab the 140. And now we're going to be comparing 140 with 120. So now on the left you have your 140, and you can see there's definitely more stalks there, right? It's clean. There's a tiny piece of contamination there from something, I don't know what, but let's zoom in on that even more. We're going way, way, way in. And you can see there's definitely some stalks in there. Those thin, wispy lines that you see. Broken glands and it gets stocky, right? That's the 140. We don't want that. We don't want to mix that in with our other stuff. That was like just straight pure heads. Those stalks in there. Now compare that to this one even, which is the 120, right? But even this 120 is not like pure full heads. There's a lot of like half full heads here. You know, so like even this 120, I would maybe keep it separate from the 90. I'm going to. For melt purposes. For rosin purposes, they can be combined 100%. But for melt purposes, I'm going to keep the 90U separate. And then for rosin, we'll combine the 90 with the 120 with the 70. So we'll have 70 through 139 again for the rosin. Anyways, so that is that's scoping for today. Again, that was oil tanker, single source, We compared 45, 72, 90, 120, 140, and you know, showed you the color differences, head versus stock ratios, and I believe I took that one around like 60 days or so on the chop. So I hope that was helpful, and